Cratchit. Cratchit, don't take it, fellow. Cratchit, what is the meaning of the saying? Did you hear me call?
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, I beg your pardon.
You were dreaming.
I assure you,
Do you think I can afford to pay my clerk to sit around and dream?
it was merely a thought.
Oh, a thought, was it? I must have it then, since I am paying for it.
It's just, as I was copying these letters, poor Mr. Marley came into my mind. That's all.
Mr. Marley, my old business partner, he's been dead
These 7 years, Mr. Scrooge. It's been 7 years this very Christmas Eve that Mr. Marley died.
Ah, so it is. And what of it then, eh, Cratchit? Is that any reason for you to motor around all the time in the world? What's put Marley in your mind?
It's the heading to these letters. Usually I never notice them, but they seem to have forced themselves afresh on my mind. Scrooge and Marley.
We had many printed, and you well know, to save the cost.
And the old sign outside. Normally I never notice it, but today as I came in, it seemed to creak most plaintive.
And there was no call to have the sign repainted either, just because Marley died. What's gotten into you, eh, Cratchit? Mr. Marley is dead. Dead and gone, but dead as a doornail. I don't think of him here, and I've sat opposite to him for years. And even though I took over his rooms after he died, I don't think of him there either. And if I don't think of him, I don't expect my clerk to think of him either.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. Oh, Mr. Scrooge.
What is it now?
I was wondering about this one, to carry on PT1. As it is Christmas Eve, shall we not, well, delay it perhaps until the festive season is over?
And what's the festive season to do with it, eh? Do these people owe me money or not?
They do indeed. Certainly, Mr. Scrooge, but to turn them out, they'll have nowhere to go, you see. I know them. They truly are in the poorest of circumstances.
Their circumstances are no business of mine, or yours. You're overreaching yourself, Cratchit. This festive season is turning you silly.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
Now back to your work, and make up for all the time you've lost in this useless conversation. As for that letter, do it first, and make sure to send out this very afternoon.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Bah! Humbug!
Christmas a humbug, Uncle. Surely you don't mean that.
But I do. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
What right do you have to be miserable? What reason do you have to be dismal? You're rich enough.
What right? What reason? Bah! Humbug!
Don't be cross, Uncle.
But what else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills without any money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not now written? A time for balancing your books and having every item in them a round dozen months printed clear against you? If I can work my will, every person going around with Merry Christmas on their lips should be boiled in their own puddings and buried with a stake of holly through their heart.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone, then. Much good may it do to you. Much good has it ever done to you.
But it has, Uncle. It has. I'm sure I've always thought of Christmas as a kind, a loving, forgiving, a charitable time. The only time that I know of in the long year when men and women seem to open their shut-up hearts and really think of each other as fellow travelers on life's way. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I do believe it has done me good, and I believe it will do me good. And therefore, I say God bless it.
One more salmon of you, and you'll keep Christmas by losing your job. You're quite a powerful speaker, sir. And whether you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, why don't you dine with us tomorrow?
I'll see you damned first.
But why, Uncle, why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. Good afternoon.
Nay, Uncle, you never came to see me before I was married. Why give it as a reason not to come now?
Good afternoon.
I ask nothing from you. I want nothing. Why cannot we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry with all my heart to find you so determined. I have never been a part of any quarrel. I have tried it almost to Christmas, and I will keep my Christmas humor to the last. So I say, Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Cratchit, I do hope you'll let me wish you the merriest of Christmases ever.
That you may, sir, that you may. And a Merry Christmas to you, and many of them.
And you and your family are, of course, welcome at my humble house, should you spare the time.
That is most handsome of you, sir, most handsome. But perhaps not this year.
I understand, and I'm sorry for it.
Granted. There goes another one. My clerk, with 15 shillings a week, and the wife, and the family, talking about Merry Christmas. Now they're tired of better. So I suppose you want the whole day off tomorrow?
If quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to stop a day's wages for it, you'd find yourself ill-used. I'll be damned. Yet, you wouldn't find me ill-used if I stopped a day's wages. No work, no work, no work.
It's only once a year, sir.
Quite an excuse for picking man's pocket every 25th of December. Oh, well, I suppose you must have the whole day off. Just make sure all those letters are done this afternoon, especially that one to your friends, the Greenlaws.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
And be here all the earlier next morning.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. And a merry...
What?
Sorry, sir. Sorry. Good night, then.
And inform those foolish group of revelers I have no need for the services, do you hear? Here. Who is it? Ladies, please, come in. Come in. If it's business, you're welcome. I'm glad to observe that not everyone is infected with this frugal.
Scrooge Martins, I believe. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Martin?
Mr. Murray's been dead 7 years. So certainly is no Mr. Martin's died.
Then we are sorry to intrude upon what must be sad memories, though we show Mr. Marley's generosity lives upon within yourself. May I present you the certificate which gives you the authority for our request?
It's at this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, that it is more than usually desirable that we should help out the poor. Many thousands are in want of common necessities. Hundreds of thousands, sir, are in want of common comforts.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
The workhouses are in full operation?
They are.
The treadmill, full digger?
Both very busy, sir.
Oh, I was afraid that what you said at first is something had stopped them from their useful course. I'm glad to hear otherwise.
But Mr. Scrooge, the prisons and the workhouses, the treadmill and the poor law, they scarcely provide Christian cheer of mind and body. Therefore, a few of us are trying to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth.
We choose the season of the year because it is a time of all other where want is keenly felt and abundance rejoicing. Now what shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since that is what you ask, ladies, there is my answer. I don't make myself merry at Christmas, and I cannot afford to make idle people merry. I hope to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there.
And many would rather die.
Well, if they would rather die than they had better do it, and increase the surplus population. Besides, excuse me, How would you know they would rather die?
If you've seen the prisons and workhouses, Mr. Scrooge, you'd understand, surely?
It's not any of my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not take to deal with the likes of others. Mine occupies me constantly. Ladies, good evening.
Is this your final word, Mr. Scrooge?
Ladies, I said good evening. Scrooge, smile. What's like and when will he remember to put out his light when he goes? I'll have tuppence out of his wages. A wasted light.
Worthy gentlemen that may be standing by, Christ our blessed Savior was born on Christmas Day. The blessed...
Step forward, cracking. Never granted this leave. Better than Jesus had me before, quite distinctly as I should climb the door this evening. When I went to unlock the door, the knocker was no longer a knocker, but Marley's face. His spectacles was high above his forehead. The same wide open eyes, his colour. Ooh! Humbug. As for the funeral hearse going silently before he and I climbed the stairs, humbug again, and double humbug. I've been through every door of his house, looked through every room. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But just to be sure, just to be most absolutely sure, I've double locked all the doors in my house. Now for my room, and my bed, while the rest of the world goes mad. Surely there could be no one there at this time of night. Though I imagine would have all rocked up and gone by now. A long time ago. Yes, humbug. I won't believe it. What do you want of me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then? You're particular for the shade.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe me?
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing affects them, see? A slight disorder of the stomach makes them teeth. You could be an undigested bit of beef, a blob of mustard, a crumb of cheese, an underdone bit of potato. There's more gravy than a grave about you, whatever you are. You see this toothpick?
I do.
You're not looking at it.
I still see it, notwithstanding.
Well, I have but to swallow this, and for the rest of my days be tormented by a legion of goblins, all of my own creation. So humbug, I tell you, humbug! How loud for that person? What do you want from me? Why do spirits roam this earth, and why do they come for me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad amongst his fellow men. If he does not do so in life, he is condemned to do so after death. He is doomed to walk the earth and witness what he might have shared and turn to happiness.
You offended. Tell me why.
I were the chains I forged in life. I made them link by link and yard by yard. I gutted them all of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore them. This is rather strange to you, or would you know the weight, and the length, and the strength of the coil you bear yourself? It is as full, as heavy, and as strong as these 7 Christmases ago. You have labored on it ever since. It is a ponderous cane.
Oh, Jacob, please speak boldly. Speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none. My spirit never rode beyond our counting house. Our pain! It never rode the narrow limits beyond our money-changing existence, and weary journeys lie before me.
You must have been very slow that day, Jacob.
Slow?
7 years and traveling all this time.
No rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse.
You traveled fast.
On the wings of the wind.
You must have gotten over a great quantity of ground in 7 years.
Ah! Oh, captive, bound and double shackled, not to know that any Christian spirit, working kindly in its little sphere, would find mortal life too short of all it could find to do. Oh, the agony of a wretch misused. Oh, such was I! Oh, such was I!
You were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business! Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, benevolence, forbearance, all my business. The dealings of a trade were but a drop of water in the ocean of my business. Yet at this time of the rolling year, I suffer most. Why did I walk through crowds of my fellow men with my eyes turned down, and not raise them to the blessed star which led the wise men to a humble abode? Were there no poor homes whose light could have shown me? Hear me! My time is nearly gone!
Yes, I will, Jacob, I will, but please, don't be harsh on me, Jacob. Don't be flowery, I pray.
How I may be seen before you, in a form that you may see, I dare not say. I sat invisible beside you many a day. That is no light part of my penance. But that is not why I am here tonight. I am here to warn you of a chance of escaping my fate, a chance and a hope that I've attained to thee, Ebenezer.
Thank you, Jacob. You're always a good friend. Thank you.
You shall be visited by 3 spirits.
Is that the text you mentioned, Jacob?
It is.
I take the breath of luck.
But without the visit, you cannot hope to shun the path I now tread. Expect the first tomorrow, when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take all 3 of them at once and have it over with?
Ah! Expect the second on the next night, at the same hour. The third on the third night, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Remember what has passed between us. Look to me no longer. Remember! Remember!